as we.
Are we going to move on to questionables?
Yes, last segment. Let's do this.
There's more.
Holla.
Oh, it's not me again, right?
No,
We
questionables.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Questionables will be broken
Okay,
down to
okay, good,
35
good, good.
sub-questions.
I'm hoping it's not me, but then that means it's gonna be me.
I'm vetoed. I have no ideas. I'll answer
Yeah,
whatever you
neither
want.
do I.
It's
Free
Balz.
space, of course.
I've used all my brain.
Oh, that's
power.
weird. It
even
didn't.
on it?
It didn't upload. It didn't update. I did do it, but
That's
I guess.
bullshit.
Oh well, sorry.
She just did Shane's wheel of
You didn't ask
questions.
how many clicks. Oh,
I
oh,
did
well.
Oh, damn.
Nope, you didn't. Oh well. Nope, no, you're not. No, you're
No,
not.
do it. No, we gotta do it
However
again.
many clicks you were gonna do, that's the one that I
Okay.
would have picked.
How many clicks, guys?
We have.
How many clicks
5.
does it take to get to another person? Oh.
We have. This is our 22nd
I
episode,
love you
so
for that, Tater.
do
I love
22 and go.
Do we need to run from the audience like they do in Wheel of Fortune? Or is it what is the other one? Price is Right.
Oh, this is way too many.
Come on down. No.
All right,
No,
Balz, let's go.
Balz.
Now we all know Ashley has like 8 questions.
I do not actually.
Have your
Really?
notebook.
Ashley is not prepared.
That's a lie.
That's her
And
trick.
yes.
She's always prepared, so when she's not prepared, you would assume
She's like
she
that
is.
kid in
Okay.
school that's like, I didn't
Okay,
even
listen
study
up.
for this test. I'm
She's
gonna do
no,
so
she's
poorly.
worse. She's the kid in class that's like,
Hate.
wait, you forgot to give us homework.
Yeah, thanks.
That's Ashley.
Okay, so
No, I'm the one that's doing the homework from 4 weeks ahead, and I'm already way ahead of y'all.
I used to do the homework in class when the teacher would give it.
She's
way
like
I went
Balz.
home, I didn't have to do the
She's
homework.
like she's like
Do right
Joseph
before you
Dick.
do in class.
Yeah.
I got a B plus instead of an A minus in my class because I was giving the answers to everyone and someone forgot to fucking take my name off the document before printing it. And so
That's shitty.
I would have been like,
Yes.
I still
That is
earned it,
terrible.
but yeah, you should have at least.
yeah,
you
I
did the
mean,
work
I
over
took
and over
it. I
again.
took the L. You know, I mean, I don't give a
Could have
fuck.
expelled you.
It's like, oh.
You're like,
I mean, oh, could they have?
Well, I don't know. They
Well,
were the ones that were cheating. You could just been like,
I
they
didn't
took
know
it from
either.
me.
I was
Yeah.
just like, oh,
They
well.
stole from me. Just lie.
aren't you just
Anyway.
a regular Aaron Rodgers?
All right. So
It's starting to get dark.
sometimes when
You
I guess
touched the
when I
honesty too
can't
much.
sleep, sometimes when I'm laying in bed and I can't sleep,
He jerks off.
I'll literally, sometimes I do.
I thought this was a
Um,
question.
I'll think about.
Yeah.
So I'll think about legitimately what happens after we die. Like seriously,
Oh,
like
that's
it, and then it'll start to scare the shit out of me because
Mm.
it's like, is it like a dream that you wake up from and then it starts over? Like, what the fuck is going to happen? And some people believe that we'll go somewhere else, and other people, like
Give
my
me
wife goes,
one
it just
second.
ends, and I'm like, what do you mean it just ends? So to each of us, what do we think happens?
Okay, so I actually thought about this at some point, and I panicked
Yeah.
for like a half a
Yeah.
second because I had those exact two thoughts. It was either you're gonna die and it's gonna be just complete darkness and nothing,
Well, like,
or
what do you mean nothing?
like just empty, just black. Like there's nothing after.
For
Like you have your eyes
Well, would
closed and
you
you
know
don't
it?
hear no sound
would
and
you
or
know it?
anything.
like
not that you don't hear any sound. Like there's absolute nothing. Like
But you
there-
don't. But you wouldn't be
But
aware.
are you
of it.
conscious? Do you know that there's
So that's
nothing?
the thing is like my brain started going into the am I conscious? Like am I just in a
but
black
that
hole?
scares the shit out of me.
Well, yeah. So then there's that, and then there's the other thought where it's a moment of black, like you black out, and then you're suddenly just in another place in another world, and you don't really know.
I mean,
like
I
you don't
hope so.
remember anything from before.
Mm.
Oh, like
Mm.
reincarnation
Wow.
or
Yeah,
something
like you're
like
starting
that.
over.
Exactly. So
I hope
Yeah,
so.
no,
That's
I
nice.
definitely, I do believe in stuff like that. Only because there are moments where you just can't explain certain knowledge that you have, innate stuff. Now will it happen? Do I know if it will? No, if nothing.
Gotta wait
happens,
till you
then-
croak.
If nothing happens, then I mean,
Like, I don't want to find out anytime
Just-
soon.
Well, yeah. So that was also like you start to panic. You're like,
Yeah.
well, what if like I just walk out my door and I just like die? Like, what happens? Like, who's gonna find my body? Like, who's gonna like? Yeah.
Hmm.
Tangent.
Yeah, it sucked to
No,
die in
I
a
don't
really
I mean,
compromising
yeah, I don't
position or
think about any of
something.
that.
And then
stuff.
eventually I just tell myself, stop thinking about that.
Yeah,
and
you have to
just-
stop thinking
Well,
about
they-
it because once you
Because
go
you'll
down
drive
the
yourself
rabbit
fucking
hole,
crazy.
that's it.
I saw that
As you
there
can
was,
see-
there's a study done that said the average human cannot focus on their mortality for more than something like 2.5 minutes without going through a full nervous breakdown or something
You
like
can't
Because it's
focus on
scary as
anything though.
fuck.
The attention
It
span is like
is.
20
Oh,
seconds
no.
or
He
20
he
minutes.
said
or
I
average.
mean,
He said average.
it all
back
depends.
Average.
Yeah, it all depends.
But I
Because
think,
when
broke the
I
mold.
have help calming down,
yeah.
and it's just is what it is.
there he is.
It's gonna be what it's gonna
There
be
he is.
regardless.
Darius, you need to close the door.
I think
Shane's talking.
when I was a kid, there was an episode of Tales from the Crypt that fucked me up as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
That basically there was the Bridges brothers. I think I've mentioned this. Where basically, long story
Yeah.
short, you die, but your brain is still completely aware and conscious. You just don't have any of your motor functions, so you just feel yourself
That would be
rotting.
the worst.
They say
And
that-
that would be the
That
worst.
freaked as a
That's
kid.
worse.
That freaked me out. So I
They
was
say
like,
your brain's the first to go, and in that
That's-
You
episode, they
talk
said
to
they
your-
were
It's
wrong.
the
You
last,
chill with
yeah.
yourself. If that shit is gonna happen.
So for me,
I am
was
chilling with myself. I will talk myself, lullaby myself.
Not
for
being
all
able
eternity
to
because
move
I
or
ain't got
anything?
not
shit
being able to
do.
move and
Hell
having the
no.
bugs eat you. That's
A
in that
box.
moment
No,
when I was
that's like
8.
sheer panic.
Wait a minute.
when I
Feeling
was-
that stuff?
You feel it too, yeah.
Oh.
No. wait.
You just have
That's
no motor
something else.
functions.
I'm not
You're
dead.
basically
I'm
like
not dead.
Like
Exactly.
sleep paralysis, kind
it's
of.
like yeah, kind of.
That would
So
be the
in
question.
that-
You'd be like,
in
oh
that-
my god, am I dead?
I've
Am
had
I
In
that.
that
too.
moment,
Like-
in
That's
that
scary shit too.
in that moment, I was like, I'm getting cremated because at least then it will destroy my brain from being able to feel this.
Burn it.
I don't actually believe that though. I will say when the split like 2.5 seconds after I went under for my back surgery, I was like, oh, I'm out. But then when I woke up, I was like, is that what it's like to die? Like, is there a
Yeah,
moment?
but you woke up.
I no,
But
I'm saying,
yeah,
but
no,
like,
yeah.
is there a moment
when
though?
when I
Dead
went
while you
down
wake
for
up.
surgery,
Because-
I went down. I was lost. I didn't have any
But
consciousness.
did you have
and
like?
then I woke up and it was done.
But
and
did
I'm
you
like,
have like a second or two where everything went like
got
black?
scared.
Where everything
no,
went black
no,
for,
my
like,
ass
see,
just,
for me,
it was
did.
like I went to bed.
So
See,
that's
for
what I
me,
imagine that
it
it's
did.
like.
that transition. So I was gonna say like that transition. I know.
So I've had that happen to me once. I was on the softball field and I wasn't feeling good, and the corners literally in my vision
Ooh.
just started going
Yeah.
black. And I was telling the guy, I was on third base, and I was telling my my third base coach, I was like, I'm not okay. He goes, no, you're good, you're gonna get home. I was like, I'm not okay, and I
It's like
couldn't
not what I meant, bro.
else. All I remember is like the ball was hit and I ran, but like the black closed in.
Ooh.
And then I just remember waking up in the grass. Like they said I walked over there just fine.
And then
But,
But
passed
like
out.
I woke up in the grass just like
Oh my
the
god.
fuck
That reminds me of my track time.
Hmm.
But that's only because I closed my eyes because I felt my, you just know when, you hit the little piece when you're doing the fucking hurdle.
yes.
Tip of my
Oh.
toe, I was wobbling.
Oh,
You're running and you're like feeling everything slowly go out of motion.
Yep.
And I closed my eyes and all I heard the crowd go, oh, as I fell and slid into second
Oh.
place.
So I don't know. I
Oh.
think I definitely don't subscribe to that, but it scared me as a kid. But I don't necessarily believe that there is like one God. I do think that there's like an over consciousness that it could be like we ascend to some kind of different form of being where you are with souls you have traveled with, or you could call them just different life forms. Like it could be like what I believe it could be transformed to like using words of religion where the overall consciousness and the Akashic record or whatnot of the universe is the semblance of the energy of God, and the people you travel with, the other life forms, are souls. But then you could also look at it in that kind of like scientific terminology. I don't know. I mean, I know there's things that are unexplained that I can't explain, and that there's something more that's still going on that is larger than ourselves. That's an energy force. I know that I don't know it, and I don't know for sure what I believe. I like to think that there is a greater consciousness and an energy that is better. I don't believe in a heaven or a hell necessarily. I just think it's just part of the next evolution of where we go. I hope.
How about if it's all
Yeah,
like a dream?
big hope.
You know how
Oh,
have you ever dreamed when you slept and it just kind of have that feeling where you're
Yeah.
not
On
awake, but you're
Inception.
not. You know, it's just this weird area where you'll wake up and feel like, you know, you're,
Different.
I don't know, trying to recollect what you've done.
Yeah, but that's if
Um,
it's if we wake up.
I mean,
That's
we wouldn't
freaks me the
necessarily
fuck out.
ever wake up, though. I mean,
That's
I mean,
scary.
there are cultures that think that the dream time, like the Aborigine people in Australia, they have a whole much deeper explanation for the dream time, and they kind of feel like that is more the true consciousness of self, and
Wow,
this
my dreams are
awake
fucked
time
up.
is less consequential
drank my
than where your
dreams away.
mind
I
goes.
don't like
You
it.
know,
I don't
oh
remember
no,
any of my dreams.
Really?
I worked
I
on
remember all of them.
remembering my dreams.
None.
I
remember them really
I
well.
remember a lot of my dreams, and like,
Yeah,
just
me
I
too.
was just talking to my friend Jackie about this. The last like week, I've had dreams about like different exes each night, and I have no idea why.
I
You've
know
just been
why.
getting busy.
It's the weirdest.
Bait
Yeah, no,
tour.
she needs to get busier.
It's the Baitor.
Busier. I was like,
Guilt? I don't know. You feel like maybe you did something
Guilt?
wrong with each one of them.
Maybe you shouldn't have murdered them, Ashley. That's fine.
Or maybe you should have.
Oh.
I like Balz's way of thinking.
Oh no.
All right, Bex or Darius, who wants to go next?
But I
Um,
say Darius. Let's see.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna be pretty grim, so I think we should go.
I mean, he's got
Friday.
confidence, so
I was gonna say. I mean, I think
Darius.
he wore the
It's
perfect shirt
fairly-
today.
I'll bring it
I
home.
guess I did. Yes, I did. I think it's fairly, straightforward.
Yeah, surprises,
But I
Darius.
believe-
We're wondering.
Huh?
That's straight up, but that's straight up blind faith.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the afterlife, yeah, it would be, because there's nothing to base it upon. And I mean, even if you like, the Bible does talk about like the end times, but not necessarily what happens like before that end time, right? So like, if I die before that end time, like, where exactly am I going to be?
Yeah.
What exactly happens to the soul or anything like that? Like, it doesn't go into detail. So like, the actual mechanics of it, like literally what we're going to experience, I can't tell you. I do, contrary to Shane, I do believe in a heaven and a hell. I do think that we'll be in a space where we can be with people that have gone on before us, loved ones that we be in a space where we can be with them. I would like to think that we would able to, and I think this is just me. I would like to think that we'd be in a place where we can get answers to questions that we've had, just like things I can't even think of a question right now.
Why am I here? What is the purpose of life?
Why
I
am
mean,
I so awesome?
but I mean, even
Well, that one thing that
some
happened
other
you couldn't
things, like-
explain, and then they said,
right,
"Oh,
like
this
just
is why."
things that
Or
happen.
how many
that we,
lists?
Why did I agree to do this show?
Like,
Did I leave the refrigerator open, or
Why
was
did
it a ghost?
things that I wonder about, and I just don't have a good answer for. Like, I do believe that there will come a point where all of that
Why
is
is
like
Shane so
reconciled.
angry at the Mets all the time?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I don't
will-
think
I
you
will-
need an answer
that
for
has a
that. I
perfect
think it's
answer.
pretty clear.
Yeah,
Mm.
that-
I will say to
everyone,
Shane-
welcome Luis Rojas, the new third base coach for the Yankees. He'll do great. But anyway.
Oh. Well, to agree with Shane on how you thought like religion was like, higher power. It's not necessarily one person. It could be multiple people. My mom always taught me, because my dad is Buddhist and my mom is Catholic. So kind of wondered
wow.
where I was going. I thought I was going to go to hell if I
Interesting.
picked the wrong
Get a little bit of both. One foot here, one foot there.
Yeah, until she just taught me that sometimes it could just be the same person with a different face. The way that they portray this person or whoever it is higher power. So not to focus on how I get to that place of respecting a higher power, but realizing that you'll get it no matter what if you have faith, in religion and stuff like that. So do I know what's going to happen? No, I really hope that it would be something like reincarnation, where we do get tries again, where we do get to learn new things, get tested again on things that we may not have done well this time around, So would that really happen?
Yeah, my mother taught
I-
something
I-
I'm
similar.
not going to find
about-
out to tell you, but
I don't know if I want to do this again, and that sounds That sounds bad, but
That's
I
what
don't know if I
you know.
want to
That's
do
what
that
I'm
whole
Part that you were
life
talking
thing
about,
again.
I kind of feel like this might be a little bit off the place. A lot of bad things happen here.
No, listen, I'm
You
not
never
even gonna lie to
know.
you, Tater. That has crossed my mind. I'm like, did it happen already?
Maybe
And
we're
I ended
living
up
it.
in
Maybe
the
we were
wrong
bad. I
place.
did something
I
bad
don't know.
already.
Darius
Like,
is
did I-
here. He's
did I
not
end up in the wrong
bad.
Maybe this is our penance. Maybe this is purgatory. Maybe who knows? You know, like my mother did teach something similar, Taylor, like mixing kind of New Age stuff with the Cherokee beliefs of, you know, reincarnation. That there are other souls that you travel with, and you kind of you have this close family of souls that you travel with, and you
Yeah, like with
experience
people that you have
everything
close bonds
together.
with, you will
Yeah,
always experience those bonds again in
like
other
in
lives, even
like
though he might be your father. You know, Balls will be your father in the next life
exactly. Yeah,
or
like
And then
Balls
the
something
and
like
next
that.
I.
life after that, he's your bitch.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's this
that too.
life.
So you
Wait, I
always
was
have
gonna say that.
something to
That's
look
not
forward
happening.
to.
But
That already happened.
that already happened. We did. We keep flip flopping who's bitch in this life. So we already covered 2 lifetimes. Yeah, but no, my mother taught that in reincarnation and whatnot. I don't. I pride myself on having had read up on many different religions, different sects of Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, so on and so forth, Judaism, various Native American beliefs, and there's a lot of commonality. There's a lot of differences.
I feel like a lot of them have the same stories, just
They
with different
do. I
names.
mean, the virgin birth has been told since time immemorial, since before Judaism. Like, there's just
But
you can
also,
date back in
people
so
have
many
been
different
saying,
things.
"I swear I didn't have sex." Those
I
videos
did not have
are
sex.
out
Must be like, but you can find all these common
condom, bro.
threads. And I know my mother at least believed that
Lambskin.
that was part of the Akashic record, this like a celestial record of just all time and space and past, present, and future, all that we share this kind of common understanding, even if we're not fully conscious of it in this life, of all of our being in history and the universe, and that's why there's so much similarity between us. And she believed that's what we should focus on, and that's what we'll really find out in the next life. Do I necessarily hold to that? No, because I'm jaded, but it'd be nice. In my opinion, it'd be nice. I don't know.
Do you think that you would, if there was a heaven, that they would make you still like use the bathroom and stuff like
Wait
What?
in line.
that? Like, you know, yeah,
That
would
would be the
would that
hell
stuff
of just
happen?
like forever waiting in the women's.
Is it if
In
it's heaven,
heels.
is it like,
In
Four
heels.
Seasons?
Well, my question's always been, what about those people who like have the love of their life, they're married for, 20, 30, 40 years, one spouse dies and they meet somebody else in the last 10, 15 years, like,
Yeah.
God, what's that reunion like?
Polyamory
It's like,
Now, sister wives, that's what's
but really it's kind of like, I guess it's just whatever's over
I
there.
guess
If
it's
there
what
is
you
something, it's
believe.
beyond our
I
understanding.
think
as-
my heaven would be a lot different than
as
Christina's
humans.
heaven.
like everyone has their own version of heaven, so that person.
Yeah,
can
mine would have
both live
donuts in the
his
background.
heaven.
Well, how about you go get
Agreed.
donuts for
We
your
are in
background?
hell.
Okay,
She
you got a-
just
you got an
she just
empty wall
identified it.
over there on the side of you, right? You got empty space on both your walls. All right, put
I know.
some donuts up
I
there or
I got
something.
this.
Oh, we got
Actually,
all
you need to get some
fingers.
spice.
So
Some
Some
donuts.
Boston
up there
cream
or
is one of my
something.
favorite donuts.
Hell
That's
yeah.
like
Making me hungry.
OG. I mean,
Hell
Wait, which
yeah.
one
make
you
my
take,
tooth
though?
hurt a little because
Boston
it's a little too
crumb.
sweet.
we
but
haven't
it's
heard
okay.
from Bex though. I want to
No,
hear
let's let
Bex.
Bex
Yeah,
go.
Bex
Oh.
don't
I
don't
really
get
want to
away.
hear this. This is the most
She said
fascinating
it. She
one.
said it's dark.
No, maybe
It's
next
dark.
week.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, so I never knock religion for other people. I think the idea of it, if it like makes people not assholes, like it makes you nicer to each other and feel like life is less shitty or whatever, that's great. I think it's only serves a good purpose if it's like not making you feel bad about stuff, because like what's the
For
point?
judging others for it.
But I don't really
Guilt.
believe in much of anything. So when I kind of think of death, like the older I get and the more I'm like, oh God, there's just like years and years and years ahead of me. I've thought of death as kind of I don't think I'm that depressed, but like
Sweet release.
I thought of it as a relief. Like, wow, like this
Aw.
like sweet surrender of like no longer having to make decisions or worry about
Yeah, just kind
how
of
you make people
drifting into
feel
the nothingness.
or getting dressed
feel
or
like
like
that
how much you weigh or what you're eating today. Like all of your life is like eating,
don't-
shitting, sleeping, talking,
That doesn't
working.
sound grim to me, but
I have a question. Do you feel like that comes to people who feel like they are fulfilled in life and reach a certain age, or does it
Like
different.
I think the point of view I have on it is just you're just gonna die when it happens. I don't think there's like any
Whatever
like
happens, happens.
predestined anything, and I think it just means that you should probably cherish the moments you have and make the most you can with your life, which I'm not really doing. But like it also means like just don't be a dick. Like this is the one life you get and try to enjoy what you can, and then you
Oops.
die and then it's over. And
Yeah.
there's no more like, oh shit, like I'm like in heaven, let me not be a dick. Like, nah, it's over. It's done. And I also like, I don't know, like I think my worst nightmare would be like to be like in a coma and like seeing and feeling things but like not being
Yeah.
able to move. I like the idea of maybe
Absolutely.
just like kind of
Yeah,
rotting
that would
and
be
like
scary and prisoner of
becoming
your own
like
body.
a fresh patch of grass for like a dog to lay on or like a rock.
You
I
know,
love that it's
you
a
know they
dog
have those
to lay
things where you
on
can be
instead
a
of like
pod and they'll bury you and you turn into a tree.
Yeah, they have those.
Like
They have those.
I don't want to keep
I
thinking after I die
I
or
want
like
this circle of life.
watch whoever
Yeah.
I was with bang the next person on my
that's true.
gravestone or something. I don't like, like it's just like it'll be
No.
over. The movie's done.
the
Nice
gravestone.
So you're
job.
not
the
gonna
bed.
so you're not gonna be like a ghost that's damned
It could
like
be
with me so that I could just like,
It can be a little
fuck
fun
shit
to be a
up.
ghost.
So
Wait,
just
you
Ashley
guys
and
would
I are
go
the only
together.
two that are freaked out.
I don't know. I
No,
just
no,
think
I will
like,
say
think
going
about
in,
it.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
picking
Not at all.
up on what both Bex and Ashley just said. I used to be a little bit more like Bex in the sense of like, when it comes, it comes. As long I used to be afraid of how I would die, and I didn't want to die too young. I was like, when I'm older, when it comes, it comes. Like that. That's the next part. Like that's good. Now though, realizing that there's most likely fewer days ahead than there are behind, and being as unfulfilled with my life as I am, I'm really scared now. I'm really fucking scared of it now. So when you say Ashley, like, you think it comes with age or time or fulfillment? For me, at least personally, yeah, I flipped from being more like Bex and being a hell of a lot more just afraid of it.
there's like
Not just how I
positive-
die.
Even
I
though
was
I'm
a
the
positive point of view
youngest,
there.
I have that concern as well.
I had a very
Yeah.
big phobia
No,
against
thank you.
aging to a certain point because
Yeah,
I was
same.
so afraid of that.
But
I even said that I would rather had died young because to revert back would just be so. I just think it would be so difficult.
Yeah,
for someone
like I don't
else.
want to forget things, but like Shane, your point of view is very positive because you're like you want your life to have meaning and stuff. Where it's like
Yeah.
I think I'm so cynical that I kind of know it's like I'm not going to be a rocket science. Like I'll get whatever joys I can out of my life, but I think a lot of people, especially
try
like
to
people our age or
overachieve.
younger, they think they're all special and something like really fantastic is going to happen with their life and like they're going to cure cancer or
She's
something.
like
Like
crushing
I
my
don't think
dreams
life
right
is
now,
all
guys.
that interesting or special. It's like that's why like I think I go full on like sinning and vices because like I'm gonna enjoy what I can and then I don't really want to be that old.
That's one thing I will say.
I
I
don't want
would
people
be
to have
really
to help
upset if
me.
like there is nothingness regardless, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it,
Damn
I
it.
should have smacked that bitch.
Yeah, it's just like you're gonna fuck up anyway. So like
That's why I know I'm gonna be some kind of ghost, and I'm going to smack that bitch one
like,
way
now
or
I kind
another.
of look forward
So-
to being like a mean old lady or something, but like I don't want to have to need people and I don't really want to have kids or get married. I just want to have
Yeah.
a bunch of cats. So it's like, dang, like having to need people to help me do stuff. Like I kind of just like, I probably should do some cool stuff like in the next 10 years or 20 years, but like, I just like don't see the point.
if I don't get
I just feel
into
really
if there is
cynical lately though.
there is a pearly gates, it would be my vanity that would probably stop me because that was one of my
Right.
fears is how I died because I wanted to make sure I looked okay.
I want to die pretty.
I was like,
With
you know, I
clothes
need
on,
to be in
hopefully.
I need to be in a certain pose. You know, you don't want to look
Yeah.
like that's your last look.
That's
You're gonna
true.
look all
I
crazy
would like
that.
to make sure that I'm shiny, squeaky clean whenever someone finds me.
Watch that.
I mean, you're gonna
Like,
defecate
That doesn't
yourself
even
a little
ever-
while
that
doesn't
after
even
you're
ever
dead, but
Well, what's
Yeah, your
scary to
bodily
me
fluids
is
come out
I
real
want to have
quick.
makeup on when I die, and I also like I always think about getting like serial killer murdered or like attacked or raped or something in the streets. I'm like,
actually-
it'd be better to just be dead, so like I don't want to have to wait till that happens.
I'd
It's in my head
rather
all the time.
die trying to save someone who deserves to live.
Oh, so you want one of those like hero deaths? People do
I
fantasize
think I'm gonna get a
about that lot.
tattoo for like.
and
when
that's
they
why your
get my
vanity
first-
will stop you from going into heaven, Ashley, because you
I wanna
sought
die
it
You
out.
too?
Getting a
Oh,
face
you
lift.
too?
I wouldn't like actively go seeking ways to throw myself in front of vehicles,
Joking.
but I think there's
I, like,
something
climbed a tree to save a
say
cat and I
about
died. That
doing
was cool.
something for someone
That
else.
would be a good way to go.
No, it is a good way to go. Be a selfless death. I do fear because like so many religions saying I mean, I don't think all of them could have gotten it right. So let's say there's one somewhere that did get it exactly right or even close to it. So many of them have such restrictions for being able to go to the promised land. It's like, I don't really know if I know one person that could pass the test to get into heaven based on what a lot lot of religions say.
Yeah.
Also sounds
So
like
I'm kind of like,
That's why I say they know my
Fuck.
heart. If they
We're
know
all
my
gonna
heart, I'll
burn.
be okay.
You know
They
what?
know.
I'm gonna be the recruiter for heaven. You guys can just talk to me and I'll try to get you.
Yeah, but hell sounds
So
kind
you're
of fun
Gabriel.
if, like,
Wait,
I'm
who's at the pearly
like,
gates?
with
Gabriel,
the
right?
Lord,
No.
Like, hey, did you
Catholicism?
Peter.
I think
Peter?
it's
If
Gabriel.
it burns,
Oh, Peter
if
with
it
the book.
burns you in hell, I don't know how that's.
Let's think about
Well,
that.
on that note, that was a good question, though. We got deep, but we got real.
That was a good question.
I like that.
I'm saying please delete
No one
anything I said that was
cried.
offensive.
I'm
There's a
still
follow-up.
I'm still freaked out.
Apparently, I need
I don't-
to because I'm.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
like, I don't know what time. There's no time on this, so.
It's
It
almost
is
11 for you
10:52.
guys.
So I think it's
It
about
is
that
almost
time.
8 p.m. here.
Oh.
So we
Just
we
throw it in
did,
her
like,
face.
2.5 hours.
Right. Shut up and go to bed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you for joining us this week. And if we don't see you tomorrow, if we don't see you the next day, then maybe we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you in hell.
Oh, wow.
Really, I'm freaking out.
Oh, don't
I get
freak
it, though.
out. I guess it's because, yeah, you have like.
If you don't
like,
remember
live
your
for
dreams,
people
you should
depending on
listen.
you.
I don't want to
There's
die.
stuff